Yeah, we're all coordinated again. I love it.
You made it. Good. Yay. We're all happy you're here.
Yes. So we want to bring you up to speed. I was talking everyone into buying a house, condo, something like that, because I'm in mortgage banking.
Yeah.
And of course, Elizabeth brought up the fact that she may or may not want to do that as an individual. So we started out talking
not exactly
about
what I said, but
What exactly did you say? Just
I'm
to bring
telling
everyone
the
up to speed.
story.
Oh.
Okay, no. So, no, but what we were talking about are the different avenues of investment. And so I was telling them that you should be careful because each individual has their own agenda. Me being in mortgage banking, I want you to buy a house, right? A realtor wants you to buy a house. You know, someone who does investments for a living wants you to invest in the products that they're selling. Mm-hmm. So my thought is that you should talk to someone who is a neutral party who can advise you on everything. And in you walk. Here you are. Like magic, right? So that's where we were in it. So you have perfect timing, actually.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. So from your perspective, when you talk about investments and the things that people want to do, where would you tell them to start? You know, Elizabeth, we were using her as an example. She is doing very well right now financially. All her bills are paid up. She has savings and all of that. And she's in a position to come to you to ask you what she should do next.
What to do next?
Yes.
Well, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I don't think we say that enough in life. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I would say the next step would be then to look at investing and growing your money. So this is where we'd look at retirement accounts, which is investing in the stock market, or if you did want to buy some sort of property, if that's going to be embedded into the goal. Which would be real estate. But usually at this point, if you have your bills are getting paid, your debt's gone, you have savings, this is really where we want to start growing your money.
Exactly.
And that's where investing comes in. And with the retirement accounts, those things also can offer you tax strategies as well. So it's a nice thing to start doing at this stage in your life.
See, there you go. That is an unbiased opinion. There you have it. So, and then we're having a class this weekend, actually, aren't we?
We are, and this is what we're talking about, investing.
Exactly, exactly.
So it is the perfect timing all around because I think a lot of the things that I'll be addressing during the workshop is just that. You know, what does it mean to start investing? How do you even do it, right? Like, what type of account do you open up?
Yes.
Once the account's open and you have money in the account, then what?
Right.
You know, what investments do you choose? And I think a lot of what I teach through my services and at this workshop event will just be understanding the different types of investments and the risk involved and return potential of each one, because I think the more educated you are as an investor, the better off you can become as a successful investor, right? I think a lot of people just start investing and they really don't even know what's happening, and that's where a lot of mistakes are made. So once you know the core curriculum, I really see it being the foundation to become very successful.
Exactly. I agree 100%.
So then so that's a good point. When someone's ready to start thinking about investing, the first step would then be to get educated.
Exactly.
Get educated, for sure. I mean, you don't just put your money in something you don't understand.
That's right.
Whether it's a property or the stock market or some person's company, that they want you to invest in. So, yeah, definitely get educated. And, we have workshops, there's books, there's tons of resources out there. So it really is just learning a new subject, if you will, in life.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that, like you said earlier, more people, they're like, okay, I'm debt free, I have a little extra money, I know I'm supposed to do something with it, let me just do it. Okay, so I'm just going to invest. And, and they don't have any education about it. And, each person is an individual, Are you a single woman? Do you have children? Are you single, mom? Are you just single? Or
like you said earlier, at the end of the day, what do you want?
What do you want? So it's huge. So to sit down with someone who can help you sort through all of that to get to a place where you're, you can exhale in that area too,
Yes.
is great, and to understand what you're investing in is even better, because I think it's a crime and a shame that there's so many people out there who don't have any idea of what's going on in their own financial portfolio. No idea.
Yeah.
They're just kind of being, dragged along, and they don't know whether it was a good investment or not. They just know they're invested.
Yes,
know?
and one thing I see, especially with the retirement arena, is a lot of people who have jobs and their jobs offer a 401k will say, well, I have an investment. It's a 401k. And I say, that's great. That's actually just the account. How is your money really invested within the account? And
Yes.
that's where people don't know.
Don't know.
And that's where a lot of mistakes are made. And, it's something that people don't like to hear, but it is your money. It's your responsibility. So no one's going
Right.
to tell you what to do. It's really up to you to ask what you should be doing, ask what the 401k guidelines and investments are, and really do your work to understand it and make sure
Exactly.
you're investing your money properly for the goal and everything else that's going on in your financial life.
Exactly. And Nathan, where will we be at tomorrow with listening to Brittney and be a part of this financial conversation that we'll have tomorrow? Where's it at?
Life Kitchen in Culver City. One of my favorite places to eat, actually.
Yes.
I love their food. But we're going to be at Life Kitchen in Culver City at 12:30
That's
tomorrow. And there will be a link to register for the event on www.thefinancebunch.com, or there is the option to pay at the door as well.
Yes. And it's going to be a great time. You'll get to have a meal.
Mm-hmm.
And
Amazing.
An amazing meal.
Have you had food there before?
I have not, so I'm actually really excited
It's
for the
really
food.
good.
I've fasted a few times, and I'm into all that healthy, organic food stuff.
Yeah. And it's tasty too. It's not that.
Yeah, I got hooked a while ago on Life Kitchen. I love that place.
Yeah, it's great. So, Brittney, what have you been up to? It's
Oh
a
my
new
God.
year, and we saw you last year,
Yes.
and we're doing this event with you. But what have you been up to?
Well, I actually reached one of my own goals last year, and I took a month off. So I was
Wow.
on a sabbatical all December.
Oh, wow.
Love it.
So
It's a good month to do it.
Yes.
Perfect month, especially in my industry, because typically speaking, most individuals aren't thinking about financial planning.
Oh, yeah,
No.
that's true.
Holiday season.
They're thinking about spending money.
not
That's right.
Planning and budgeting. So
Right.
it is a good time to kind of check out. But it took a lot of planning, and it's something I've been wanting to do for some time, and I made it happen, which was really exciting. So I'm now back 3 weeks in. It's interesting to just back into the full force of things flying at me all the time. But really excited this year. One of the projects we're working on at Financially Wise Women is to help individuals with investment management. So that's a new addition to my services that I started doing in
Okay.
September, October. So that'll be good. So once I do the financial planning, I can also help clients with their investment needs as well. And the second main project that we're doing is just a lot more online webinars and courses around investing and personal finance, because what I've seen is the online course that I have now, it's the money class. It's done well, like a lot of people have enrolled. And now I'm just trying to get that to go to more people and
Right.
let them know and say, here's the education to
Yeah.
teach you these things, and you could do it virtually.
Yes.
So it's just helping us expand our outreach beyond just individuals in the LA area. So those are two
That's
big
cool.
projects. Yeah.
That's really great.
So now, if someone wanted to join your class, how would they do it?
If you just go to my website, financiallywisewomen.com, there's the money class description there, so they could read a little bit about it, but then they click to it to visit the website. So
Okay.
the specific website for the class is fwwmoneyclass.com. And if you're interested, definitely get in there now, because it's $297, which I think is a
Oh, wow.
steal.
It is.
And that is going to be increased in the next few months as I update the whole curriculum. So now is the time if you want it at that price point, because in a few months it's gonna
It's going to go up.
go up.
Wow. So get in now while
Get
you
in
can.
now. Yes.
Yeah.
And you said
it's-
fww.moneyclass.com, correct?
fwwmoneyclass.com.
Oh, no dot. in
No
there.
dot
Okay,
in the
great.
middle. Thank you. Yeah.
That's great. So now the class tomorrow, I want to talk a little bit about that and what people have to look forward to.
Yes.
And it's going to be, like Nathan said, at Life Kitchen in Culver City. And it starts at 12:30. And we'll do a little mixing and mingling just for about 15 minutes, getting to know each other. And then the class will start. And I think that Brittany's classes are at, you said this class is $295.
$297.
$297 for the class. This luncheon, where you get to actually ask her questions, is $45. And to be able to come and hear her speak live, and to get some of your questions answered there, and to really prepare you for going online and being able to, further explore.
Really delve into.
Right.
into the meat of it, I think is excellent.
Yeah.
So those of you out there who have not signed up for our workshop tomorrow, you should, because it's going to be invaluable. You will walk away with more information than you can believe. And it'll also give you the opportunity to prepare yourself so that if you do want to go further, you'll be set up to do so. And who wouldn't want to meet Brittany?
I agree.
Okay. I mean, that's
We'll
just
have fun, all of us.
Exactly. That's just the cherry on the cake right there. It's just to get to meet her, and we'll have a chance to ask questions and things like that. And it's personal. It's interpersonal. To me. So I think it's going to be a great time myself. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited, and I'd like you to give everyone the website and where they can go so they can sign up if they want to come to our event tomorrow.
Yes, it's www.thefinancefund.com. It's right on the homepage. Just scroll down a little bit, and there will be a little blurb about it and a link straight to the registration.
Exactly.
Good to know.
Yes.
Good to know. Good to know. Something you said, and then something we were talking about earlier reminded me of a question that I had. So, speaking of people asking questions and starting to get educated on investing and managing their money and what to do with the money they're making and saving, what do you have any examples of good questions for someone to ask in that position? Like, I'm ready to invest. I know nothing about investing. I have I kind of know what I want out of life. But that's about it. What questions should I be asking someone like you or anybody? If I go to a mortgage professional or anybody, what kind of questions should I be asking to get educated?
Wow, that's a good question, right? I think, okay, so say, for example, you are in that stage where you have your income, you're able to save every month, and now you have additional money to put toward investing that you don't need to tap anytime soon, right? Because I think that's the main difference, is you really want to confirm that you're investing for the long term.
Right.
And it's not a short-term need for this money, because if it is short-term, you don't have the opportunity to lock it up and let it do what it's supposed to do, which is go up and down, and over time go up.
Exactly.
So a good question is, just what offerings do you have? Like, what type of investment strategy do you follow? What type of clients do you work with? I think that's a big one, because every financial professional is going to have their own unique investment philosophy and opinion. And if they're working mainly with, let's just throw it out there, retired couples, that's a whole different investment strategy and expertise than maybe somebody younger in their 30s or 40s who is now trying to grow money versus take the next step to take it out, from the nest egg. So always asking who their typical client is a good indicator if they're the right fit, because their investment strategy would be more in alignment, I'm assuming, if they are working with people like you. And then always just ask how they're compensated. Charline, you brought up a good point where you said, people might be selling their specific products or investments, and all of those, we all need to make money in the industry. We don't do this for free, but you have to be aware that certain individuals get commission for products. They might not be, like me, a fee only or just a percentage of the assets you manage. So if they're getting a commission on your investments, you should know that, because they might be, more biased with what they're recommending,
Sure.
because certain mutual funds or, investments might give them a better commission than others. Not to say that it's anything
bad or
wrong
good,
with
but
that,
yeah.
but you just have to be aware.
You should be aware.
And I think if someone can't answer how they're
Compensated.
that's a red flag.
That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem,
Yeah.
because really it should be transparent. Like,
And I
there's
was just
nothing
gonna
to hide.
say too,
Right.
like I haven't talked to a whole lot of investment professionals about investing my own money, but the ones that I have talked to, that is one of the questions that I ask. But just for the audience, like, I know the first time that I asked someone that question, it was super awkward for me,
Yeah.
because I'm basically like, I'm asking about their income in a way.
But you're asking them about your income.
Yeah. Mhm.
Because you are the client. You're the one who is important in this. So, and you have to, at the end of the day, right, be happy with who you chose to help you walk this path, because this isn't someone that you're choosing for a moment. This is someone who hopefully you're choosing that's going to be a part of your life. Because long-term investment is just that, long-term. So if you're talking about investing over the long term, you're going to want to make sure that, like Brittney said, you're comfortable with them. You know what their agenda is. You know who their clientele is, so you know what their focus is. Because all those questions answered will help you make your decision as to who you're going to work with. And, it has to be beneficial to you, as beneficial to you as it is to the person you're working with, or more beneficial to you than the person you're working with, or you shouldn't be working with them, my opinion. Right?
Yeah, that's good. That's exactly what I was looking for, is that perspective of, like, I guess that encouragement to be like, no, ask.
Yes, you should. Everyone, you have the right to ask when you're talking to any financial advisor, whether it's, if they're a department of the financial pie, or whether they are someone like Brittney who can advise you. You want to make sure that that person is someone who has your best interests at heart. And so you do have to ask the questions that you might think are hard or intrusive, but they're not hard or intrusive when you're talking about your own money. They're questions they should be willing to answer. So if they become uncomfortable or feel they shouldn't answer the question, you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah, definitely. But, I also want to say that sometimes it does take practice. Like you said, it might be uncomfortable in the beginning. And, there's a lot of conversations around money that tend to be uncomfortable in the beginning, whether it's asking someone about their fee, or talking to your significant other about money, or even I don't know, going to a financial planner the first time can be very uncomfortable for people. So I think that is such a normal feeling and emotion and reaction. But I encourage, everyone to, regardless of that, be uncomfortable.
That's right.
And still do it, because not doing it will, I think, hurt you more than doing it.
Definitely.
Right? So... And I'm a big believer in practice. If you need to practice the conversation with someone, maybe your friend first before you go in, that's okay. Practice in the mirror. I don't know. Whatever you need to do to just make it part of a normal conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that scenario.
Oh, definitely.
Okay, like in the mirror.
And coming,
How much do you charge?
How do you get paid? Oh, no, I'm not going to say it that way.
right, because they're valid questions. They really are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And going to events like we're having tomorrow, that's
It's
a good way to
practice.
start, right?
Yeah, come to our event and ask me.
Exactly. That makes sense. Just come and ask Brittney, she'll tell you.
Yeah.
But truly going to events, things that are, surround finance, go find out, listen, ask questions if there's a question and answer period, and that gives you a chance to become a little bit more familiar and a little less intimidated, right? So if you come tomorrow, you'll be less intimidated, more informed, and you'll have Brittney to answer your questions.
And she's not going to be awkward about it.
Win-win-win, and a great meal.
And a great
Yeah.
meal. And great company.
I mean, goodness gracious.
It's like a 5 times win.
Exactly. And it's easy to get to, not far from the freeway. Centrally located. Culver City is pretty centrally located.
Yes, and for anybody listening in right now that is going to be attending the workshop, there is 2 hours of free parking just across the street.
Yes.
There's one off of Watsika and one off of Cardiff.
That's right.
I love how detail oriented you are.
Isn't he wonderful?
great.
Yes. So we were in the middle of talking about something and we got
I
sidetracked.
probably didn't. I'm very sorry.
No, not
I'm so
not
sorry,
at
guys.
all. But
Sorry, please forgive me.
we only have a few minutes. But we were talking about Elizabeth and not to pick on Elizabeth, but that's usually the scenario of most of us when we're starting to get to a place where we are feeling good about our finances. And, we want to know more and, where should we go from here so that we can continue on this good road. And so, Elizabeth, do you have any other questions?
I guess I still feel like I never understood how little is too little to invest.
Ooh, that's a really
That's
good
a
I have
great
a dollar.
question.
Can I invest it? Yeah. Invest it at the McValue meal. Anyways.
That is a really good question. A lot of people think you need a significant amount of money to
Right.
get started. And the nice part is technology has really changed the game. So when it comes to investing, you can actually open up an investment account and get started for as little as like $50.
Right.
And if you want to just put in $50 every month, you could do that. Now, I will say that sometimes to buy one mutual fund, which is most likely the
Yes.
investment you want to be looking at within your investment account, some mutual funds have a minimum of $1,000 or $3,000 just to buy into it.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't start building up
The
in the
account.
account first, and then once you hit that $1,000 or $3,000, then you make the purchase, and after that, every dollar can thereafter can go right into that investment.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, you can start with pretty much zero, right? And once you review different mutual fund options, you might have a little bit of a wait period, but then
you can go
Then
right
you're
in.
good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be like 2 years before you can actually.
Yeah, but still, the habit of just putting money away
Yes.
is much better than thinking I'm going to wait 2 years, accumulate it somewhere else.
That's right.
Because then you kind of do this game with yourself where
It doesn't
uh-oh,
happen.
That doesn't happen, and then maybe the money is used for something different
Right.
because it wasn't in the investment account. So I
Yeah.
think if you're ready to get started, just start and then,
And build.
build.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you'll feel
There
good
you go.
about it, 'cause you're like, wow, $50 more and I'm in,
Yeah.
You'll feel good about it. Yeah. So let's tell the where our event is at again tomorrow because we have 1 minute left.
Okay.
Where's our event?
It's at Life Kitchen in Culver City, and it is at 12:30.
Yes.
And like I said, there will be a link on the homepage of thefinancepunch.com to register, or you can pay at the door.
Yes.
Parking's across the street on Watsika or Curtis.
Yes, and we're so glad that Brittney Castro is going to be our
So
guest
excited.
speaker.
Yay.
This is going to be great, and thank you for coming in today
Thanks for having
and talking to us about what we're going to talk about tomorrow. I love it. Brittney, always a pleasure to have you on. Thank you so much.
Pleasure being here.
Lunch with the Finance Bunch. We'll see you next week.